Hello everyone, I would like to show you how to create this road pattern in Blender using geometry nodes and shader editor. So by this way, we can able to have a full control of this entire geometry and the pattern. So I can able to change the road width by changing this node in the geometry nodes. Also I can able to modify the pattern using this math operation inside the shader editor. Also, an added advantage of this is because it is controlled by a Bezier curve, we can draw another vertices using this function, and that will give us a new road. So we can able to dynamically create any road structure we want. Okay, let's start with a new Blender file. Go with the new, we'll go with the general layout. And we can delete the default cube because we don't need it. So the first thing we can do is to add a Bezier curve. The shortcut for that is Shift A, and what we need is a Bezier curve. Right, so now we got the curve, and the number button 7 gives you the top view. So if I click this curve and press tab, go to an edit mode, so we can see that this curve got the 2 control points, and we can able to control these 2 points. So I just make it straight for now, then we can able to modify it later. So the first step is, so we can change that, before we do that, let's change the name to road. Curve. The first thing we need to do now is we need to add a geometry node for it. So for that we have an option here which is called geometry nodes, and it opens up a new layout. And here we can click this new button that opens up a geometry node. You can say road creation, and if I delete this line, that removes this the Bezier line. So now we do not have anything. So if I connect it, so I can see that the line is up here now. So this is the main advantage of geometry nodes. We can able to manipulate things within this node tree. So I'll pin it, so it is not going to disappear if I change another object. If you want to delete it, press Ctrl and use the right click. That will delete the connection. Now what I want to do now is the main input is the node called curve to mesh, because we want to convert this curve into a mesh. And the profile that we are using is this curve. That curve is called, that's the Bezier curve that we are using it. For the profile curve, what kind of profile we need to follow is, we have another node which is called curve line. So this gives you an option what is that curve should looks like and start to end. So let's use that and change this to 0. So what we need is we need -2 meters to +2 meters. So now here we go. We already got a plane, but what we need is we need more control than this. Also, we need to change the color of the road using this geometry nodes. So we need to pass on these information into the shader editor. So for that, what we need is we need to store these two attributes so that we can use it in the shader editor. So that is called store named attribute. So this one basically takes this geometry values and store it in a name. We can name it however we want. So if I go to top view here by pressing 7, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So this geometry, that is Bezier curve, which is correspond to x, so I name it road underscore x, and then duplicate this. But this one I say road underscore y. So this way we can able to access these two attributes in the shader editor. And then what we need is we also want to control the material of this. So for that I'll say set material, and that material we will dynamically change it once we have the shader editor option. So this is the basic structure of road. For example, if I change it to edit mode and then I press E to extrude, you can see along the x-axis we get the road. So I press another E to extrude, we get the road now, and we can change the curvature as well if you want. Then E to extrude or to rotate. Yes, we have we can create this road like that. So in this, the named attribute is only for transferring the value of 0, because we haven't plugged in anything into this. And this in here also, the curve line, it only transfer the value of 0. What we need is we need to transfer the geometry information. So to do that, we need to pass on this plane parameter, and we want to take the factor into it. We can also do the length, but for factor it is changing from 0 to 1. It makes things easier instead of dealing with absolute values. So now we can pass on the values to the shader editor, and then we can use that information in the shader editor to create the pattern of the road. So what I will do is I'll quickly do the shader editor a material selection. Okay, so I'll change it to the object mode. In here I'll change it to new material. So the material called road material, and I want to set the road material here. Now if I change the color here, it will be updated on this here, but the reason why it is not showing, because it is not the material view. So if I change it to material view, we can see the color is updated. So in the next video, I will explain about how to create the pattern using the shader editor.